and this place is amazing. That bridge connects two states. That is the Colorado River, and this is a dam that is well over 700 feet. It's kind of intense to look down at. I mean, it's definitely taller. I visited the High Roller in Las Vegas last night, and that was only 550 feet, so this is, at least I have solid concrete under my feet right now. But you want a sense of fire and air. It's about 114 degrees outside right now, and but windy, so it's hot wind. Hello again, and now I'm back home, as you can see. After I filmed those clips from the Hoover Dam, the group I went with, we took the tour of the power plant deep inside of Hoover Dam, and another intense experience. You could just feel countless tons of earth surrounding you. They had what they liked to refer to as seepage, so there was some water trickling into the cave system. They don't want to refer to it as leaks because it sounds like it's not supposed to be that way, but yeah, so you knew the power of the Colorado River was right there. You had massive amounts of stone, a windy canyon, and rather extreme heat. So it was very elemental to be there, to see how people had harnessed these natural forces to give power and water to several states. It was kind of intense. But yeah, the trip to Vegas was enjoyable. Went with a number of people. We had reserved a number of suites, so I had my own room, which was nice. But even so, I had to share like a common space with some other people, and probably more intense than the heat was just the fact that I was surrounded by people for so many hours every single day, because I'm not a particularly gregarious individual. I mean, they're my friends. It was very enjoyable, but still, I tend to feel a lot of like social pressure after a while. So I thought I could segue into that, from that to talk about another reason why I suck at being a pagan, and that would be that I don't like people. Not that I don't, but that I have a little bit of social anxiety, and I get drained when I'm constantly surrounded by people, and because of that, there's certain activities that I don't engage, that are pretty common within or for pagans at large. But for instance, this is the time of year where a lot of people are preparing or heading out to a lot of the pagan festivals that are located on campgrounds, so like week-long festivities. And I've never been camping at large, and I've never been to one of these festivals before, because if I'm uncomfortable sharing a suite with somebody, I can't really imagine sharing a tent, or a camp bathroom, or a cooking fire, or whatever for 6 days or whatever it is, long that these things go. It's a little too much kumbaya for me, and I've never been to Open Circle, hosted by anyone. I've seen it before when I've been to a store that used to be in a neighborhood near mine, and I just kind of walked by it accidentally, and they were performing something, and see, that's another thing. I'm uncomfortable attending something I haven't been specifically invited to, which makes it difficult if I don't know people on the inn, which becomes difficult if I don't essentially ingratiate myself into the community. So it's kind of a circular thing going there. And a lot of the activities, a lot of the ritual movements within Circle they're very staged, and I've never been good at role-playing or LARPing or anything of that nature. Just acting in general, so I feel very stilted in something like that. It would be interesting to observe, I suppose, at least until I felt more comfortable with the routine. Because what you read out of books, and I'm book taught, what you read out of books just does not translate into group activity very well. I know that you would have to work with a group to make the entire experience far more fluid and more memorable. You know, running solo at home is fine when you're book taught, but it doesn't translate. So getting over that hurdle it's never been something that I've gotten around to doing. Now, I've also never been even to a Pagan Pride Day, which I know is in this area usually around, or it has been around the fall equinox for most years. I think in the last couple of years they've moved it by a week or so. But I've never really had much of a desire to give up a holiday and kind of go to see an open circle and go shopping essentially. The trade-off didn't seem worth it. And probably one of the worst crimes I have as far as not participating community-wise is my lack of ancestor veneration. So it's not dealing with the living pagan community, but I'd still put it together. A couple of reasons. One, no member of my family has ever been non-Catholic or atheist. So it would be partially disrespectful to invoke them, I suppose, in a Samhain style ritual. So I would never do something like that, because had they been alive, they would never provide permission for something like that. But as far as having like an altar space or rituals of respect, or I know a lot about my family, like my family tree, my genealogy, a lot more than probably other members, but I haven't actually been around almost any member of my extended family since I was like really small. So I've heard the stories, which could be biased, but as far as a personal connection, it's like as if I was reading a historical fiction or something about a group of people rather than feeling like they were my family, my tribe. So I've never had the inclination to engage in ancestor veneration. So for those two reasons. So I have a number of reasons why I'm a bad pagan community-wise, and some of these things I can see working on. Some of these, again, like the ancestor veneration, it's just not a big deal for me. It could be, though that could classify me as a weak pagan in that regard, but there you have it. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that. And if you are heading out to any of these pagan festival things that are camping oriented, do travel safely and bring sunscreen and stay safe and think smart and yada yada. So, and share your stories on YouTube because that's always fun. All right, that would be it, and blessed be, I suppose. Cheers.